On today's episode, we discuss mat sweat. How gross is that?
We talk about the importance of the mat enforcer.
We dive into more listener questions.
Double pits to chesty, get off the cuck wall.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the pod. My name is Kenny. This is episode 77 of the BJJ Balance podcast. I'm here with Mr. Oast Nation himself, Matt. My man, what is going on?
What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Your boy's been sick for the last 2 days, puking, pooping, the whole thing. But you know what? Your guy's down a couple of lbs because of it. I went on that old Brittany Murphy diet, and I am feeling pretty good today. So we're coming out. We're coming out of it. Took some strays from the wife last week, Kenny.
Did you?
Holy crap! I don't know. Have you ever trained abroad? And I said what I said. I'm not going to say it again because I don't want to take no more strays. Dude, Holy crap,
that was
dude!
So good.
And my wife is so cool. She's so cool, but she's like, I'm tired of taking strays on this freaking podcast. She was legit mad. I almost had to call Kemi. We got to pull that episode down. Like it was. We had a real little argument there. I was like, dude, she was really pissed. She was hot. You know what I mean? Yeah, not happy, dude. I got to be on my best behavior today. Probably not going to, but I need to be.
Testing boundaries, putting your foot in the water. You know where that boundary is now.
I thought I've said a lot worse stuff.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty mild for
that was the one though. That was the one. And she's like, you know what? I see. So here's the thing. She's starting to hang out with some of the girls at the gym now. You know what I mean? They're going to breakfast and all this kind of stuff. So now she's like, I see these people, and now you're just gonna talk shit on me. I'm like, oh boy. So your boy's got to change his tone, or I'm just going to double down. We'll see what I decide to do. I'm probably going to double down.
She's going to listen to this. The next few episodes, she will be cued in.
Hard listening. Yep. Yeah, cued in. Yeah, I'm going to probably, she's going to be real tight. Or she's got spies now because she has friends in the gym.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, she's got others that listen, so they're all sending timestamps to her.
She's like, I went to coffee, we were just talking about that the whole time. I'm like, oh boy. Sorry, honey. Love you. Love you. But we had Super Cup. We had Super Cup. That was cool.
Yeah, that was my kid's second comp. So I was there in the morning time, and you came later in the afternoon. And producer Nate, fucking legs, bailed on cameraman duties, so we didn't get to do the live pod like we were planning.
Imagine calling in sick like 20 minutes before work. That's fucking rude, is what it is. It had no legs, is what that was.
Not a leg to stand on.
Like, didn't give us an option, dude. Like, just like, hey guys, just to let you know.
Not even. I said, hey Nate, are you down? Are you still able to record today? Oh no, I'm not.
Taking Jeff to San Diego to show my parents. What the fuck?
Fucking low blow.
Not only did Nate name his dog Jeff, it's Geoff. And those are the worst kind.
Geoff.
Those are the worst Jeffs.
I can agree with that. There was a kid that I went to elementary school with whose name was Geoff, and we used to clown him. He was an angry little fucking elf.
God, you imagine Jeff's Jiu-Jitsu with Geoff or however this fucking spelled? That'd be fucking brutal, dude.
GJJ.
Absolutely. Yeah, dude. Geoff. JJ, dude.
Fucking way to go.
Geoff, dude. Jack and Geoff.
So, yeah, I mean, Super Cup for me was just being a dad, being on the sidelines, emotional time.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, kid had a rough one. She only had one girl in her bracket. Girl has 10 comps under her belt, and girl acted like she had 10 comps under her belt. Sadie got better in the second match. Definitely fixed some things that she failed in the first match. And had a couple of spots where like she got a sweep but didn't get side control, like didn't hold side control long enough to get the points for it. So she got some she ended up getting those were takedowns. She got a takedown, and then but if she would have got the sweep points, it would have been 5-5. So it would have tied that second.
She just moved to a new position too fast. She didn't like wait and control.
Yeah.
That's a problem with a lot of kids. They don't understand the scoring.
Right.
And they're not trying to gather the points. They're just doing jujitsu because that's what they do in class. I go to mount, I go to armbar. Like it's like they're not thinking, they're just doing their motions, and they're not like, I need to sit here and look at the ref and get my points first. They're not thinking that.
Right.
And which points helps you. Points helps you learn how to be control. That's what a good thing that points does teach you.
It was emotional. It was tough. It was one of those ones where it was kind of what I feared. With her first comp, we were able to talk her off the ledge, so to speak. And all in all, it was a good experience for her. She was happy. The girl that she went against was really sweet and came up to her afterwards, and gave her a hug and was like, that was really hard, da da da. And then my wife was talking to the little girl, like, well, how many, do you compete often? She's like, yeah. How many competitions have you done? She's like 10. And so, it was, she gave Sadie some compliments, and so Sadie kind of lightened up a little bit, but Sadie was just like, I'm terrible. You know what I mean? Like just real down on herself. That's something that my kid has, is she either has to be really good at something or she just thinks she's absolute trash, which I think can be a good motivator in later on in adult life. You know what I mean? But like as a 6-year-old, it's just like, it's kind of tough as a parent to kind of be like, hey man, we're just here to have fun right now. You know what I mean? Where she's just like, no, I'm here to win, so.
How did the wife handle watching a bad outcome?
She was fine. I mean, I guess the wife understands that it's just jujitsu and it's, they're kids and it's playing and stuff like that. But, it was cool because the girl she wasn't like a gloater. You know what I mean? You've seen those kids that are bad winners. You know what I mean? If it would have been one of those situations, I think it would have been real bad. Yeah. If your 6-year-old kid wins a jiu-jitsu match and gets up and rips his gi open and screams in the air, like
that's just a full on, hey, you know what that is? That's a full on impression of the parents.
Yeah, I could see that. But this girl was
like, my son's totally gonna fucking do that. What? Fucking meme guys, kids, dude, he's fucking insane.
Yeah. You know what your kid's not gonna do? We're gonna talk about this right now. You know what your kid's not gonna do? Your kid's not gonna wear a fucking rash guard under his fucking gi top when he's 12 and he's little ripped. Little athletic.
No, hell no, dude. Hey, bro,
Vega.
Show these ribs while you can, dude, because they don't last long. Okay, fun fact. When I fought MMA, I was at 205. Your boy had 4 abs. I never had 6. Your boy never had 6.
But there were some there.
There was 2 on top. I had 2 and 2 vague ones in the middle. And then the bottom was always a little fun. You know what I mean? But like your boy had something there, but I haven't seen those motherfuckers since like 2006, dude.
Yeah.
And they're gone. And no one told me. No one tells you the day your abs gone, they're hard to find again. Maybe we'll find.
Oh, they are.
They're
tough.
They're sore as shit right now though from puking.
Oh.
Your boy was just hugging the bowl.
Lower back hurt too.
Dude,
from the back tension.
And my chest, like it's like my rib cage is like expanding. Like, oh, dude, Monday's gonna be a hell of a class. I feel fine. Not contagious anymore. I feel good. But boy, I did not eat at all yesterday. I slept all day.
Damn.
That's how you know I'm sick. I slept all day.
Yeah.
And I don't like to sleep.
No, Matt got his year's worth of sleep in one day.
Yeah, the whole day, dude. It was crazy. What else are we gonna talk about? Let's talk about
the disgusting things. What are your top 3 grossest things in jiu-jitsu? Where you're like, I can admit that's kind of gross. I could see why somebody wouldn't want to do that. But like things that even like as an experienced jiu-jitsu practitioner at this point where you still see it and you're just like, there's things where you can see like, yeah, that's gross, but I get it. It's part of jiu-jitsu. And then there's things that are gross that you're just like, come on, guys.
That could be,
yeah, we don't got to do that.
Rolling with a bald dude can be problematic. And it's not the bald dude's fault because you just don't have the hair. Right. But like when the bald guy drips down, like one time
there's no hair to catch it.
Yeah. And I had the sweat is just dripping on me and he's like on top, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like, you're just wearing a sweat. A, don't be a guard puller. That won't happen. B, like this one time I had the sweat like drip into my mouth, hit me in the back, little hanging ball thing. It fucking got me like that's disgusting. Okay.
I'll say this about bald guys though. So bald guys, yes, there was going to be more sweat.
Tell me about bald guys, Kenny.
There's going to be more sweat because there's no hair to absorb it, but we don't have hair product in our hair. And when dudes with a lot of hair or thick hair that have a bunch of gel or fucking pomade in their hair, and when they sweat and it drips on your face, it stings because now you've got the fucking pomade shit hitting you in the fucking eyeball. So at least the
and I don't do that either.
Yeah, bald is just sweat.
Who's gelling their hair for training? Not me. I feel like it's gross. I feel it's sticky. I feel like it's gross.
I would agree with you there. I would agree with you there.
That's why my hair looks like a fucking.
Yeah, but you're also a 6 a.m. guy, so you're hitting it at the beginning of the day. You got to think 6 p.m. guys are usually coming from work, so their hair's probably already done for the day.
That's a good point. That's a good point there, Mr. Wilson. But yeah, I look like Rockadoodle after like fucking 2 seconds.
Yeah, I see Matt get up from the bell ring. You see Matt's head whip up, and it's just.
I was like, what? That thing was nice before we started, dude. And now it's just so yeah, the head ball sweat sucks. And then also, I don't know if I have 3, but a lot of people think this is fucking fantastic and this is a cool thing. A lot of people, like, especially no-gi guys, they'll post pictures of their gym and they're just this wet mats of like sweat, like, and like, dude, we got after it today. And it'll scroll
it looks like a
and
lake.
show everything there. You know what I mean? Like, oh, look at the mats are disgustingly wet and gross with sweat. I don't think that's a good selling point for your gym. 1, 2, I think it's disgusting.
It's just a breeding ground for fucking staff.
Appreciate the hard work, right? You guys did get after it, but let's not take a photo of it, dude. You know what I mean? It's like
I've seen. I'm not gonna say who it is, but I've seen a fan of the pod who owns a gym. A video posted from their gym of somebody after class running and sliding on their knees across the mat through the sweat.
Gross. That's disgusting.
Oh my God. It's so fucking disgusting, dude.
You know what it reminds me of? It's like, it's post-nut clarity. It's like seeing a girl with post-finished product on her.
Uh-huh.
After you've already finished. And to me, no one wants to see that. Like,
it's only
when
cool
I'm in
for
the
you.
moment, yeah, this is fucking cool, dude.
Yeah,
but once I'm back and I'm changed, I look back at the damage. I'm like, turn this video off, dude. This is gross. What am I watching? So much regret.
Nut shots are only for the person that shot the nut.
Yeah, it's so gross, dude. Yeah, I hate that. I kind of went viral this week, Kenny. I invented a new term in jiu-jitsu.
I've heard you pepper this in before, but it may have only been like not like face to face. You know what I mean? Like I've heard you say, maybe I've heard you say it like in class or something like that. But yes,
yeah, I got popular this week for calling it the wall when people sit out rounds, because bigs don't find rounds. A lot of people don't want to roll big guys, and I always tell my big guys, you have to find your smoke, because no one's going to pick you, because no one wants to have a bad day at the office. Otherwise, you're just going to be sitting on the cuck wall watching. And the cuck wall.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, cuck wall. So I shared it. Like, oh, fine. Oh, wow, I guess that took off. So again, known for purple belt pimps and the cuck wall. Your boy's making some real jumps in the jiu-jitsu space. You got your Helios, you got guys who innovate moves, you have all these guys who do all philanthropy for all the stuff for jiu-jitsu, and then you just got Craig Jones and his trannies, and you got me and Purple Pimps and the cuck walls, and we're just, doing good by the sport every day.
When jiu-jitsu schools, prominent jiu-jitsu schools, rename existing jiu-jitsu moves and just make them more American or more, more entertaining, like you've just changed sitting on the wall to now it's a more entertaining thing. They're doing it anyway, and it's, but now it's the cuck wall.
Now when I open a gym someday, I'm going to make that wall in my gym look like a hotel background, like a window and a chair. Everybody's just going to sit against it.
The fucking cuck wall.
Guy's like, I'll never sit on the wall again.
Since it's March, we've got the beginning of the IBJJF kind of season. It's weird because the IBJJF really doesn't end. There's not like a definitive start date or end date. You just kind of assume when Nogi Worlds is done that's kind of the end of that season. But like it's still,
like NASCAR.
Yeah, it's still going. You know what I mean? So I think this is the ramp up to the gi kind of like culmination in the summer season. So like this is the beginning of that. God. And, so we're going to start seeing the IBJJF, comp footage popping up here and there. I'd say since CJI is in August, I would say maybe late May to mid-June is probably when we'll start to see the ramp up of the promo for that.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll start
They
to
don't
see.
want to.
Yeah.
They don't want to get out there too early.
Right. Well, not to mention there's a lot that can happen between now and August too. So like injuries could really fuck these teams up, kind of a thing. So you can't claim your starting roster right now and then it changes in 5 months, you know? So.
Oh, here's a fun game. You ready? Who's your 7th greatest jiu-jitsu guy of all time?
I don't even know that I could pick 6. Let me write this down.
A lot of people have their favorite, their 1, their 2, and their 3. They're just 7th greatest. My 7th greatest jiu-jitsu fighter of all time is Leandro Lo.
You know, I wasn't aware of Leandro Lo until after his passing. So I can't.
A lot of guys will there's a lot of great jiu-jitsu guys that get forgotten about. And obviously his tragedy, no one's going to forget about that. And that's but he was awesome. But if I there's a lot of good guys who never get brought up because people are so prevalent to bring up the Galvals and the Buchechas and the Hodgers that no one really brings up guys like Leandro Lo enough. So my 7th greatest jiu-jitsu guy of all time, Leandro Lo. And then you got your guy and your Hoffa Mendez.
I just found out today, I was watching an interview with Gordon Ryan. Admittedly, look, guys, I'm a blue belt. I watch jiu-jitsu. I've never really followed the jiu-jitsu school drama. You know what I mean? Like the team drama. And I was watching an interview with Gordon talking about the split of DDS. And then he compared it to the split between Atos and AOJ. And I didn't realize that AOJ had split off from Atos. But then I started to think about it just from what, the knowledge that I do have, that I do know that the oh my God. The Rotolo brothers were AOJ, but I think that's when AOJ was still Atos. And I think when AOJ split from Atos, they stayed with Galvao. So.
Right. Yeah.
But what Gordon was saying is that even though they split, they left amicably and everybody was on good terms. So there was no bad blood between them, and they don't badmouth each other or anything like that. I don't know what the cause of the split is. I don't know that anybody.
I mean, they're both great schools,
right?
You know what I mean.
But he was saying that in comparison, the B team split from DDS and what it became New Wave. In the beginning, I guess when they initially split for a couple of months, everybody kind of kept their mouth shut, and then after, he said that it seemed I guess that was an agreement between them, when they hey, we're gonna be nice here, and then a couple months later, he states that Nicky Rod and Craig were kind of talking shit about Gordon and the split and all that stuff. And he said at that point, he held his tongue for so long, and he could only do it for so long before he started lashing out. So,
I mean, it is what it is, Fun fact, my first time ever coaching a student, I was a brown belt, and I coached against Pancho was running with his head cut off, trying to coach everybody. And I went up against, I coached this little guy, and I coached against Hoffa Mendez.
Oh, no shit.
And I was just so afraid to even coach. I was so afraid to even tell him what he should do, because Hoffa Mendez would say something, and I'd be like, oh, fuck. I'm like, I literally was out, and I want to apologize to that. I don't even know who that guy is. I don't even know if he's training anymore. That was many years ago, and I'm sorry, dude. I let you down, dude. I was intimidated in a moment. I didn't know Hoffa Mendez was going to be to my left, and I let you down on that one, dude. I was like, dude, what can I say? This guy's countered everything I say. Our guy lost.
I got my list here. So my top 7. Now this is not just based off.
Hey, that was cool. You did that all while talking.
Yeah. This is.
See, I'm telling you guys, this is Kenny, dude.
My top 7 jiu-jitsu favorites, and this isn't just based off of skill, but I think effect on the sport. So there is a name here that I am going to mention that is not an ADCC champion or anything like that, but I think his effect on the sport, on the growth of the sport, on changing the sport, just kind of giving a different outlook plays into it. So 1, obviously, I'm going to say Gordon Ryan. I think very few people are going to dispute that. 2, I'm going to say Buchecha, but I would say this is just, I'm not picking favorites. If we were to say gi, I would say Buchecha all day. But just kind of overall in like coupling greatness with influence in the sport. I would say Gordon, it probably has influenced and touched more, or we'll say civilian lives, people that aren't necessarily in the sport. Gordon has a far further reach than Buchecha. 3, Roger Gracie. I think what really influenced this for me too, not the fact that he's great, is just getting to spend time around him, not necessarily conversations with him, but at the multiple times we've seen him at PGF, he's so stoic and just calm and relaxed. And the average person, if they just saw this kind of tall, skinny-ish Brazilian guy who he dresses super like nice and conservative and everything, if he was walking through a casino in Vegas and the wrong guy tried to pick a fight with him, that guy is in for a fucking bad night and has no idea, because there's nothing about Hodger that would make you think like this guy's an absolute murderer, but he's an assassin. That from a Joe Rogan like nerd assassin, quiet, unassuming standpoint, that is Roger Gracie through and through. Number 4, Andre Galvao, obviously dominant champion, phenomenal jiu-jitsu athlete, an absolute stud of a human being, and also a phenomenal coach. He's bringing up some great people under him, and Atos is a pretty phenomenal school. Number 5, this is what I was referring to in the beginning. I'd say Eddie Bravo, not an ADCC champion by any means, but I think he's had such a massive impact on the sport of jiu-jitsu, and just getting eyes on it, be it through his unique style, his odd choices of names, his real heavy push of no-gi, his love for jiu-jitsu in relation to MMA, and obviously his ties to Joe Rogan, which you've got this, a guy who's eventually becomes the largest media platform in the world, and you have a countless, podcasts with him talking about jiu-jitsu, just being bros and just like really, like Eddie's like obsessed with jiu-jitsu, you know what I mean? So when he's talking about like, jiu-jitsu on these podcasts and whatnot, like so many people that were not involved in jiu-jitsu listened to that and probably went and signed up for a school. Maybe it was a 10th Planet, maybe it was some other no-gi school, maybe it was just jiu-jitsu in general, but like obviously Eddie's had a massive impact on the sport and influence on the sport. Number 6, I'd say Lovato Jr., just because I think he has such a rad, unique story, him being from like kind of the Midwest, middle of nowhere, and him and his father being like traditional, I think they were Taekwondo, but it could have been Kung Fu black belts or something like that. And then traveling to Brazil, like to get training and learning jiu-jitsu, from the source before that was a thing. Like there were no black belts in the US that you were really getting training from. So if you want to learn this, you're going to have to go travel to learn it. And I think that's a super kind of a neat, almost like a Ronin aspect, you know what I mean? Like traveling the world to learn different martial arts and to become a better warrior. And then I would say my number 7, Gary Tonin. Gary Tonin was the first guy that I ever saw, like I would say the first social media guy I ever followed on jiu-jitsu. And this is like 2017. He's posting videos of him he's setting his phone up to record at the beach. He like in New Jersey, and he has like random dudes come up and wrestle him in the sand at the beach, and he's just doing jiu-jitsu and wrestling with dudes. And I just thought it was a super fucking cool thing. It's like, not trying to make a YouTube video out of it, not trying to like go viral, just like I'm going to go to the beach and it's a nice day out and I'm going to fucking make a circle in the fucking sand with his foot. And like, this is our wrestling ring. I just thought it was cool.
That's not a bad list. Not a bad list at all, Kenny. My number 1 of all time is Buchecha, just because he's won world championships in tournament style. Now you're like head to head. Him and Hodger went head to head. Hodger subbed them once, and then the first time they fought, Buchecha would have won on points, but it was no points in that match. So if there was, they would have rolled different. I agree. If you're going to do that math, that's fine. But Hodger's also got losses the guys Buchecha's beat. And Buchecha to do it in a tournament style over like 12 times is pretty phenomenal. Right. So I got Buchecha as an absolute. Buchecha as my GOAT. Hodger 2. Number 3, I'm going to go Galvao at 3. I'm going to go Marcelo Garcia. No, I'll go Marcelo Garcia at 3. I'll go Galvao at 4. I'll go Rafa Mendes 5. I'll go Gordon Ryan 6. And why Gordon Ryan is so low on my list, as great as he is at no gi, he has not done it at gi. So he hasn't done both.
Yeah.
But all these other guys have one at both.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, one world title in the gi, Gordon Ryan's going to fly up that list. You know what I mean? But right now, he hasn't done that. And then, was that 6 already?
Yeah.
And then 7 is Lounger Low, because I just think what he was so awesome, dude. What he did is, you know, his double leg, man, he was just everything was just like, his fights were just so much energy in all his fights. Like, it was just like, you never had a boring Lounger Low fight. It was fantastic. Honorable mention, Rickson Gracie, who everybody says is the godfather of jiu-jitsu, right? Royler Gracie also. There was a time where Royler Gracie was untouchable. Right when Eddie Bravo got him,
right?
Royler was on his run where he was like just unstoppable.
Can anybody beat this guy?
Yeah, those are my honorable mentions, but my top 7 right there.
This is a random question, and maybe I'm gonna make myself look stupid here. Is Francisco Lowe, that he's a level black competitor? And a checkmate guy?
I don't think it's in relation.
Okay. That's what I was curious.
I don't know though. I don't know if
Lowe is like Garcia
honestly,
in Mexico, or
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is. But I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. Don't quote me. Let's talk about mat enforcers, Kenny.
Okay. I know that somebody had asked a question about that in our in our question. So the importance of them. We've talked about this topic before, and I think it's always a good one to kind of come back around to. So one, I think that mat enforcers have a purpose in the gym. I think that there's a difference between a mat enforcer and a bully. I think bullies don't have a place in the gym. I think bullies can be just bad for the culture. I think mat enforcers are there to get in work, and they're there to prevent when they see bullying. You know what I mean? They'll come in there and do their job, but they're not trying to fuck everybody up. Whereas they're just, trying to get working and just train like everybody else. But they also know that they have a size advantage, a strength advantage, a skill advantage, and they can, put that into play if they need to, kind of check somebody in the gym.
Exactly. I think there's that guy who's like anti-Henry Gracie that comes out, and he was like shitting on mat enforcers because I used to be one, and they had me. My instructor would tell me to go get that guy. And look, there is a place for a mat enforcer. Again, no place for bullies. I agree 100%. But a mat enforcer is usually your best student that's not a black belt. That's usually the mat enforcer.
Yeah.
And you go and you regulate. If you see a guy who's being rough with girls, you send him over there. If you see a guy's new to the gym, and you know what I mean? Like, you got to like represent the gym. It's good to have someone to like, this guy represents me the closest to, I may be the instructor, but here's my best guy and he represents me.
Right.
Like, everybody has that. Every instructor has that guy. But also a mat enforcer has also got to be someone who keeps cool, who's friendly to everybody. I would bet my bottom dollar that mat enforcers, more mat enforcers become professors than anything else, because they learn how to help the guy who needs help.
Yeah.
Their team, they usually like the rah guys in the team. They're basically like a professor without the tag of being professor.
Right. So well, the thing that they're protecting more than anything is the culture of the gym. And that's the guy that you want starting a gym, a guy who understands the good parts of the culture and can see the bad parts of the culture and wants to get rid of that from the gym that he's a part of. So when he goes to open his own gym, he knows how to raise a mat enforcer under him, regulate that from the beginning, not let things get out of hand.
And there's no one labels you. You're my mat enforcer.
Yeah.
You just kind of know. Oh, I guess that's me.
Yeah.
You just kind of get into that role. You know what I mean? And a lot of people see the mat enforcer smashing the guy, and they see the guy doing the dirty work. But there's so many more. I guarantee a lot of mat enforcers you see lifting guys up in the gym, helping bring up people, helping like people after class, helping people get better. A lot of people, it's a lot easier to lift. It's harder to lift somebody up than it is to pull somebody down. And a lot of people will see mat enforcers just smashing and smashing and smashing. But I think you don't see enough of like how good of a teammate a mat enforcer is. And I think a mat enforcer basically gives them it's a bad name. It's an ugly name. They got a bad rep, mat enforcers.
I agree.
Which I think there's a lot of them are good guys who just want to do best by their coach.
I think that that gyms can have multiple mat enforcers, especially if you have like a large gym like you go to. Like
sure.
Your mat enforcer, I'm sure you've got a 6 a.m. guy. You know what I mean? And then I'm sure Poncho has a 6
Should I say his name?
Sure.
Should I say his name?
Sure.
No, I'm not going to.
Oh, now everybody is going, fuck.
Damn,
is it me?
Fuck, is it me?
You're going to have people asking you on Monday. Or
Who is it? Who is it?
Yeah. Matt, tell me, is it me? Just tell me if it's me or not. And then you're going to hurt some feelings. No, man, it's not you.
Not going to say it. Not going to say it.
Yeah, I think anybody that has an issue with a mat enforcer, it's one of two things. Either one, they've been disciplined by it and they have an ego and they didn't like it. So there's just an overall disdain for a mat enforcer at that point. Two, they don't do jiu-jitsu. So they don't understand the culture. They don't understand what bullying looks like on the mats and whatnot. Typically, the mat enforcer's not being that guy to students that are at the gym. You know what I mean? Occasionally, yeah, somebody may get out of line and needs to be checked or whatever. But usually it's for the outsiders, the people, the guys that are visiting the gym that are coming from another local gym or they're out of town and they're visiting and maybe they don't have the respect or like, I mean, it's hard for me to understand being that way. You know what I mean? Because
a mat enforcer doesn't have to be mean.
Right.
A mat enforcer just has to win.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if a new guy comes from the gym, the first round is going to be against whoever. The second round is usually the mat enforcer because he's studying your game.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he's going to roll with you. And then, like, he just wants to win and represent his gym. Like, you're in Idaho, motherfucker. I got to represent my coach here. And whether you win or not, the mat enforcer is not being dirty. You just got to show, like, hey, this is what I am the top pupil of my coach. And this is what the smoke we have here. Here's the number one smoke.
Right.
Now, sometimes, there's been situations in my past where a guy's been a real tool and I've got a look and which means give this guy some comp style. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, your boy will try to pressure tap, all the mean stuff. But, yeah, I mean, it's nothing. A mat enforcer doesn't have to be mean. He's just trying to show you the best version of what the instruction of his professor is.
Yeah.
And be a good teammate and be a good leader of the gym. That does not have a red bar.
Why do you think? Let's see. No, never mind. We got questions, Matt.
All right, I got answers.
We got a lot of questions.
Oh, I'm gonna die. Not God, that's so sore. Oh, the abs. Not answering any questions abroad. I'll tell you that about any broads.
Good for the soul, BJJ. How do you mentally handle repeat injuries, especially when you heal as much as you can but get hurt again?
Well, good for the soul, BJJ is 5'0" 100 and nothing. She's like Rudy Rudiger from Rudy, the movie. Okay. Yeah. Look, you're a white belt. Right now, every injury you get is kind of new And yeah, she has a bad arm injury, and that's really frustrating that like right off the get, she has a pretty serious one, like ligaments, So you're just going to take time to heal that one. But in this game, as you progress throughout the belts, injuries become more common, unfortunately, and you basically become calloused to them. They become more, like when you first start training jiu-jitsu, you get mat burns on your feet, you get gi burns on your neck, all over your body, you're just mangled. But as your body's used to the grind of jiu-jitsu, you start becoming callous to the little injury. So every little injury is just kind of like, this is kind of bugging me, but I just keep moving, because you kind of build up a callus on your body, or a toughness gets built up where you can weather more injuries easier. Not saying that hers isn't bad, because it is bad. It's a ligament, it's an arm thing. And we've all had that, like a pop rib, like those are bad. But once you recover, there's always going to be some little annoying thing. And as you roll more, you'll develop more. Your body will become more used to getting banged up.
What I've noticed is I've had this nagging elbow injury. I think it's tennis elbow, from what I've described to people. That it's maybe like 6 weeks in now, just won't go away. It's fucking annoying. And then on Wednesday, I injured my back, my last roll of the night. Like I've never had a legit back injury in my life. Like I have like a fucked up back from a car accident, but like never tweaked it, kind of a thing. Right. Well, I tweaked my back and I didn't feel it immediately. Round was over, bow out, change, get in my car, drive home. And when I go to get out of my car, when I get home, I can't. Like I have to like get both my legs out of the car and hold on to the top of the door and the roof and like lift myself up. I feel like an old man, bro.
Yeah.
And the next day, my back hurt, but my elbow didn't hurt anymore. And then I thought to myself for a second, I'm like, is my elbow finally healed? No,
remember I told you I have a reel on that. I was like, you just got to get a new injury. That's all it is.
Well, so you're right. The back is healed because I didn't go to class Thursday or Friday, and now it's Saturday, and my back feels pretty good, but my elbow hurts again. So
I don't think jiu-jitsu will allow you to have two injuries.
Yeah.
It won't. Jiu-jitsu will not allow you to have two injuries. When I hurt my left knee before I had a surgery a couple weeks ago, this shit was the only thing that's locking on me, hurting all the time. My right knee needs a replacement, guys. It is fucked.
Yeah.
Okay. Now my left leg feels great, and my right leg hurts again. My right leg's like, bitch. I'm like, okay, look it. Your body won't let you have two injuries. And when I tweak my back, my knees feel great.
Right.
It's jiu-jitsu math. I can't explain it. There you go. Good for your soul. You just need to hurt something else, girl. Get out here. Let's roll.
Jiu-jitsu math. That's a clip right there.
Jiu-jitsu math.
Here we go. This is from Falcon_JPEG. If you're injured and can't train, do you believe in coming to class to still learn from the side?
Yeah. 100%. You can learn by a bird's eye view. Watching, your brain will retain what you're watching. So yeah, be a part of the team, be a good teammate, be supportive of the crew. Get out there, do what you got to do. There's nothing wrong with showing up to class. Don't just sit on the wall. Don't just sit on the bench. You get on the cuck wall, sit down. Let's watch. You know what I mean? Let's get better. There's nothing wrong with that. Socializing and just being part of it. Like, you're part of the team, bro. You pay a monthly membership. If class is going on and you can't make it, or you too hurt to train, just get there and watch.
I mean, what part of the draw for a lot of people who do jiu-jitsu is the camaraderie factor. It's why a lot of, like I've said in the past, a lot of military guys get into it and whatnot, because it's the closest thing to that bond that they had built with people in the military. Just because you're injured doesn't mean that you give up the social aspect of it. You know what I mean? Like, one, those people are hopefully your friends. You know what I mean? So they're still your friends. Just because you're injured, it's not like we can't be friends until your injury's healed. And two, a lot of people need jiu-jitsu for mental. You know what I mean? It's their escape. It's their therapy, their mental therapy and whatnot. So if you have an injury, are you going to ignore that therapy portion of it, or are you going to spiral out of control mentally because you did ignore it, you didn't go to class and get that social aspect in, and now you're depressed from the fact that you can't do jiu-jitsu and you aren't seeing your people anymore? So I would highly recommend that you still go, because it could be the thing that mentally saves you from
for sure
spiraling, having a mental issue and spiraling out.
And I think, a lot of people in my gym do that. A lot of people that get hurt in my classes become freaking my camera guys.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, but they're still part of they're coming in, they're watching, they're training, maybe they're just drilling. They're still being part of the team, you know what I mean? Like it's like you still get a lot of learning done than sitting at home, not learning nothing. So,
right.
Here's a question. See how they just come. Do ethological jiu-jitsu schools, do they come in and watch when they're hurt? If there's no drilling or nothing to show.
Right.
That's a good question. Maybe for another podcast.
Second question from Falcon_JPEG. If you only had one submission that could make you tap forever, which one would it be?
One submission maybe tap forever. I don't want to answer that, dude. Like a submission that I'd have to like always tap to?
Yes. Like if somebody gets you in it, you're tapping no matter what. Like,
the Buddha seat.
Yeah. I would say Twister. Because one, it's going to be hard to get there to begin with.
No one's ever Buddha seated me, but the Buddha seat is disgusting, dude. I'd tap instantly to that. The Buddha seat, gross, dude. The Buddha seat is, okay, look at, here's the Buddha seat. Your full mount. You go S mount with one leg under the armpit. You go S mount under the leg with the other armpit. Right? And you basically sit Indian style with your ankles crossed under their neck. Then you put your bag on their neck. Okay? And you pull up on their head. That's the fucking Buddha seat.
Just mouth in the junk, bro. Just mouth.
It's a fucked up sub, dude. It's a fucked up sub. So yeah, the Buddha seat I would tap every time. That's not even a question. I will tap. If someone got me in if someone just got under double pits the chesty on me, remember that commercial? Double pits the chesty. If someone got me in that sub right now, if I felt the setup, I'd just say, I'm out, dude.
Is that the original Axe body spray commercial?
Yeah.
Double pits the chesty.
He was like on a fucking motorcycle or something. Yeah. Not a sponsor.
Matt Forster Soap Company says competing at IBJJF, you were allowed to break one rule in every match. Which rule and why?
It's the rash guard rule. I know you're not a proponent of the rash guard, but I feel like you should be able to wear rash guard in the gi because you have to wear one in no gi. It makes no damn sense.
I agree.
That's the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah, even their justification for it seems silly.
You can't wear a rash guard in the gi, but when you're doing no gi, you have to. Whatever, dude.
Yeah, it's silly.
That's the one.
I would say the fact that I'm not allowed to use my best sweep. I can't electric hair sweep in IBJJF. I know this because I've been disqualified from IBJJF for it. So I think that's fucking lame. It's a good sweep. I sweep a lot of people with it.
You do.
Upper belts, lower belts.
You do. I had to make sure when we rolled last week that I was like, okay, this guy wants my right leg. I'm not going to let you get half on my right leg. That's my whole thing.
Yeah.
I was like, if he wants to sweep, you better get my left leg.
All right. I'm going to start practicing that now.
As I was not going to let you get locked down on my right leg. Period. Was not allowing it.
This is from KR 900-700. Bonjour, gentlemen. Any basic / fundamental moves you still struggle with and rarely hit rolling?
Bonjour. Barambolos, everybody has a body size, and everybody's body size is built for their game in jiu-jitsu. If you're a big guy, Barambolos is probably not going to be very easy. I can invert a little bit, but like not like some of these other guys. Big guys taking the back. Big guys taking the back is always, finishes from the back are always tough. So because a lot of big guys will lose the back. So, where a lot of little guys will finish with bow and arrow chokes and stuff like that. So De La Hiva sometimes can be tough for me because I have bad legs. So basically what your body is designed for can affect what you're good at. So of course there's some things that I still struggle with. There's no perfect jiu-jitsu guy out there. I don't think there's guys on the list that we talked about. They're pretty much good at everything. But everybody has their game and what they like to play, whether it's half or whatever. So yeah, no, definitely have trouble with some stuff. What about you, blue belt?
Honestly, I hate closed guard. I don't do anything from closed guard. I'd much rather have half. And I know that half is technically a less advantageous position than closed guard from a positional standpoint, but I would
not from a sweepable standpoint though.
No. I honestly, I've been playing a lot with butterfly lately, and I like single leg X and I like half guard, and those all tie in together really well.
Have you tried that butterfly grip that I've told you at Dedicated, where you grab the belt knot instead of the upper lapel?
No, because I did no-gi last week.
Oh, you tweaked your back. That's right.
So, from the front, I do like that. I totally spaced on that until you remind me right now, but I am going to try that. Yeah, that's nasty.
Tricep and belt knot.
Yeah.
A lot of people, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I heard this from JoJo. Okay. Or I saw JoJo showing somebody. A lot of people are overhook and tricep on the butterfly. A lot of people are underhook and tricep on the butterfly sweep. Well, the overhook and underhook arm, and you still have the tricep, literally grab the belt knot of their belt, and then you can pull them and sweep them that way. It's a quicker way to get to the sweep. Try that out in class.
Yeah. I did try and successfully pull off the ninja choke variation with the arm over the head and pull. That was fun. A little dirtier.
Yeah.
A little dirtier.
A little meaner.
I want to get that back. I don't even know what choke that is, but the one that you showed with the collar and the foot.
Oh yeah, the big boy bear and bow and arrow. I posted on my page a couple weeks, couple days ago. But yeah, it's
I want to hit that. That's one of my goals is in the next couple of weeks is to start getting that.
And if they don't tap, if you have it and they're not tapping, you just fall over to the side and you bring that other leg up over the neck.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like if they don't tap right away, you just fall to the side and bring your free leg over the shoulder.
Yeah.
You'll get them.
So, yeah, I feel like I'm getting to the point in my game where I can start to play with some submissions a little more. I feel like I've got a good sense of control, at least when it comes to people that are similar size and similar belt than me. So I feel like there's more confidence there, where I used to feel like sometimes we all want to be killers. We all want to be the guy that submits the other guy for starting at white belt, and we put such an emphasis on being the finisher that a lot of the times our defense sucks. And I discovered very quickly in my game, fortunately for me, I think that was an issue for me. So I really spent a lot of time at white belt and beginning a blue belt focusing on just having good defense and not getting submitted, if that makes sense. And just really being aware of like I guess I should say positional awareness, getting to side control, not losing it. Not letting somebody recover their guard, that kind of a thing. So now I'm getting to the point where I feel like I have such good control within a certain range of, opponent that now I can start playing for submissions and whatnot. And again, I'm trying not to take chances here because I know that I don't want to make mistakes and lose my position. I'm trying to land submissions that I know that I can get from where I'm at in a good position. And even if that submission fails, I'm not in a bad position.
Right. I think MMA and jiu-jitsu competition has kind of hurt jiu-jitsu as an art a little bit when it comes to rushing.
Yeah.
Not at the black belt division because you're 10 minutes. So you have time to work and time to set up. But at, the lower belts and in MMA, you got 5 minutes to get your jiu-jitsu off. Jiu-jitsu is broken then. Right. Like you're not going to be able to get it going in 5 minutes. Sometimes holding a guy in close guard and gassing him out for 10 minutes. Now he's Ted. Now you sweep him. Jiu-jitsu is a slow martial art. You have to be able to, weather the storm. And that's a big part of the art. And I don't think modern rules allows a true practitioner to use it fully. If that makes sense. I feel like if you had a guy in half guard and you held him there for 30 minutes defensively, eventually that guy is you're going to sweep him.
Let me ask you something. Do you think if you can think of all of the competitions that you've watched, let's say super fight style competitions in the last, like, let's say 10 years.
Okay.
And we'll say, Nogi specifically, because this is where it's going to lead to. Have you ever seen, and this is no, I'm not trying to slight this style, but have you ever seen a 10th Planet person with like phenomenal pressure? I feel like that's such a 10th Planet is such a dynamic style of jiu-jitsu where it's a lot of like fast pace and a lot of.
I know Kyle Bain can be pretty mean on top.
Yeah.
I don't. Are there any true like? I mean, I guess Boogie's pretty big, but like they're all so guard players. They're so guard heavy.
Like Chambers is a large guy, but Chambers is very much pulling guard and playing some wild rubber guard shit. You know what I mean? So
Aiken is big.
Yeah.
But I don't see they like to play the bottom. I'm not saying that they can't, but like you don't like the true heavyweight in 10th Planet is like not like because I think it's so specified on being flexible and under, and I could be talking out my ass right here. And I'm gonna have BMAC in my text messages like, you motherfucker. But like they're so flexible and their game is so intricate from the bottom that I think that's generally how their style is. Like their style is that crazy flexibility and guard game, getting to the truck, getting to the whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna ask it.
BMAC, let me know. You would know more than anybody from being a 10th Planet guy and watching so many of these matches that you're commentating. Who are your top, let's say, 3 traditional pressure jiu-jitsu style practitioners in the 10th Planet system? And
are there any smash and pass type guys in 10th Planet? Well, there's gotta be.
Yeah.
There's gotta be. You know what I mean? Good wrestling, and there's gotta be. There is, for sure there is.
We're making this a clip because one, I know it's the way that I'm going to cut it, it's going to piss a lot of 10th Planet guys off. So it's gonna move the algo.
That fucking meme guy.
Yeah, it's gonna move the algo, and 2, we'll tag BMAC in it, and that way he can actually answer in the comments.
I'm just gonna get a bunch of DMs of like 10th Planet guys like benching 300 and shit. Dude. All right, dude. The guy's just like, look, yeah, I'm fucking. I don't like pull guard, pushing cars and shit.
Fucking A, dude.
Wrestling shoes. I wrestled high school, states. Have you seen that guy take me down, get $1,000?
The small guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
And he just like takes everybody down. No one could take him down.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I could either. He'd take me down too. What I'm saying is, I saw a video of him getting taken down.
Did you really?
Yeah.
On his page or somebody else posted it?
Someone posted it.
Oh, damn.
He didn't post it. Got some explaining to do, bro.
Have you seen that? I don't know his name. It's a black dude. He never wrestled in college, but I guess he wrestled in high school, and he blew up on Instagram like maybe a year ago.
Yeah, because he hit that ESPN. He hit that short ankle pick.
Yeah.
Bro, he blew up. He got 700,000 followers
in like less than a year. Like he said, he went from literally like nothing to like within 4 months. Like
he brought hip hop and swag to wrestling. Bro.
Yeah.
You know, he Craig Jones'd it.
Yeah.
He made it cool.
So, yeah. Now
wrestling was not cool. Wrestling was like hard nose, blue collar.
Look,
this, that, you know.
People can say whatever the fuck they want about Craig Jones, and they can take the Gordon stance all they want to. I'm going to tell you right now. Yes, I have a jiu-jitsu podcast, and yes, I have a lot of friends that don't do jiu-jitsu. Most of my friends don't do jiu-jitsu. I haven't been doing this that long to where I've isolated myself to only jiu-jitsu friends. I've had at least 15 people that just know that I do jiu-jitsu that have no ties to it other than that send me the Craig Jones video that he posted last week where he's getting his chest tattooed and there's like
trannies and dancing and girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he is, whatever Craig Jones is doing, he's hitting algorithms way outside the jiu-jitsu space.
And that's what fame is.
Right. He's also, so if you see that video and you're like, and you don't jiu-jitsu and you're like, oh, that's interesting. You start sending it to people. All of a sudden, Craig Jones is going to start to hit your timeline more. And then there's going to be jiu-jitsu in your timeline. And if you start liking those videos, then they're going to start recommending other jiu-jitsu related videos to you as well. People can say whatever the fuck they want about Craig Jones. He is doing something really well for the sport. And I think that he's going to be part of the catalyst that is going to take this into the mainstream.
Breaking out, fame and popularity is two different things. You can be popular. I'm vaguely popular in jiu-jitsu. Fame is breaking, like you said, like Craig Jones is known outside of jiu-jitsu. He was at UFC, kissed a dude.
Right.
Fucking at UFC last week. He's on like doing all this crazy stuff. This wrestling guy, people know who he is.
Right.
They don't Buggy or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. Bugsy or something like that. Yeah. People know who he is. He's got it. He's broken past the wrestling algo and he's into like mainstream algorithm. That can be done. Conor McGregor broke away from just being MMA to mainstream algorithm. Once you can break that wall where you're not just known for what you do, but for who you are, that's what fame is. People know Gordon Ryan. No, people in jiu-jitsu know who Gordon Ryan is. Right. People outside of jiu-jitsu do not know who Gordon Ryan is.
True. It will even say, just to prove your point even more, almost everybody in jiu-jitsu knows who Gordon Ryan is. Outside of jiu-jitsu, probably a very small community. But in the sport, Gordon Ryan is like, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that name. But
right.
Also, everybody knows Craig Jones' name. And now outside of the sport, people know Craig Jones' name. You don't see the camera flashing over to Gordon Ryan at the UFC event. The guy who wins their Fight Pass Invitationals.
Yeah. Sometimes you do, but yeah, I get what you're saying. In a year, right now, Gordon has more followers than Tom DeBlass. Tom DeBlass is changing his game where he's just becoming more of like a philanthropist, where he's like helping kids and he's doing all this good stuff, buddies over bullies, all that. Shout out to that. I think that's a great thing. But he's becoming more of beyond jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a year, maybe even now, more people would know who Tom DeBlass is,
especially in the
world, over just who Gordon Ryan is, even though Gordon Ryan has more followers.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair.
Fame and popularity is two different things.
What else do we have here? This will probably be our last question here. No, we got two. This one will be fast. Do you guys change rash guards in between rounds at comps?
Hell no. You ever try to take a rash guard off when you're sweaty?
Yeah.
Fuck no, dude. I'll fucking die. I usually need someone to do it for me.
And we already mentioned this earlier in the pod. I don't wear rash guards under my my gi. So in comp,
bro, you kidding me? I get it. I'll be like, help me! I'm fucking dying over here trying to get another rash guard on a wet body. Oh my god, no way, dude. No, that stays on one comp, one rash.
Last question of the day. Mark Lagaction. This or that? Only win by points or only win by wrist locks?
Points.
Wrist locks.
Fuck wrist locks.
Matt hates wrist locks. We all know this. Matt had his wrist injured. Broken or just injured?
Broke.
Matt had his wrist broken with wrist locks.
I got subbed like a year ago with a wrist lock too.
Oh, that's true.
Fuckers.
Matt's got a real disdain for wrist locks.
Fuck those things, dude. No, there's nothing wrong with wrist locking, dude, but it's the foot stomp of jiu-jitsu. So, I mean, foot stomping in jiu-jitsu and MMA is legal. As Matt Sarah would say, foot stomps. That's fucking legal. You know what I mean? That's fine. But you're like, come on, dude, you stomping on my toes, dude? My piggies? What are we doing here? That hurts. Stop. That's mean. The foot stomp, the knee kick, the John Jones knee kick, and the wrist lock. Fuck them.
Dude, the knee kick's nasty. I'm surprised we haven't seen somebody's knee snap backwards from that yet.
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 Aspinall. Calling it. No. What if we did that and then we could chop this clip in there and that happened?
Yeah. And he just ends Aspinall's career with that.
Holy fuck, we're going to go so viral. Please, Aspinall, I'll ruin your life. Just joking. Don't. Healthy. Stay healthy, dude. You think of what I'm thinking?
Aim for the bushes, brother.
Aim for the bushes. My name is Matt at OsNation BJJ. Follow me. Follow Kenny at Freak Party BJJ. Follow us on a Discord, YouTube. YouTube is blowing up. Thank you for that. We are over 4,000 followers on IG. We want to get to 7 by December. Let's get there. I still need to get in a cold tub. I want to make that happen here in the next 3 weeks.
Okay,
Kenny,
I'll get ready to go.
Corinne's got some weekends off.
Oh, nice.
Coming up. So let's do it. Maybe we do that the day of UFC and we have the party.
Okay.
In the morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get that done. Follow us on all our socials. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys.
For the people that made it to the end of the pod. For the people that made it to the end of the pod. In about a month, we're going to do, I'm not going to go into the specifics yet because I don't want to burn it. But in about a month, we are going to do something live. We're going to watch a UFC event somewhere, public, and we're probably going to invite a bunch of listeners to come partake in that with us. So it's not going to be at my house. I'll tell you that.
It's not going to be at my house.
The Great Couch only holds so many people, and they're not strangers. So
no, it won't be on the red wall. I'll tell you that right now. It won't be on the cuck wall either. But yeah, let's get weird. Let's do it. I need to get in there. Thank you again for everything, guys. Follow us everywhere. We're coming everywhere. All the gooey. Have a good one. Os.